Baghdad killed at least 4 people. In Ramadi, a suicide bomber detonated an explosives-rigged vehicle, killing 3 soldiers. Iraq has been hit by a year-long surge in bloodshed. Thousands of demonstrators took to the streets of Turkey's 2 main cities Tuesday evening in protest against the government after corruption allegations against the prime minister surfaced. In leaked recordings, Turkish Prime Minister Recep Erdogan and his son discuss how to hide large sums of money. Erdogan angrily dismissed the recordings as a vile attack by political rivals, but that has not convinced protesters. The Moroccan flag is flying in Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire for the 2nd official visit of the King of Morocco, Mohammed VI. He arrived Sunday for a 5-day visit. The focus of the trip is the economy. The king is accompanied by 600 Moroccan business leaders. On Wednesday, the 2 countries signed 26 cooperation agreements in diverse sectors like housing, transportation and fishing. Moroccan investors view Côte d'Ivoire as a strategic country. The UN Special Envoy in charge of modern forms of slavery, Gulnara Shahinian, is in Mauritania to evaluate progress made since her last visit in 2009. She met with a national agency called Tadamoun, which fights against slavery, which is banned but remains a controversial subject in Mauritania.
Well, from that international story, a quick look at our main top stories. Members of the Anti-HIV and AIDS Coalition have embarked on a sensitization exercise as part of efforts geared towards preventing mother-to-child transmission of the virus. 3 communities in rural Gambia have received ambulances from the Health and Social Welfare Ministry. French deputies have voted to extend Paris intervention in the Central African Republic and bolster its troops' presence. And Turkish Prime Minister Recep Tayyip Erdogan is on the defensive after an audio recording that appears to show him and his son discussing how to dispose of millions of euros went viral. Well, that was all in this edition of the News at 8. Thanks for the pleasure of your company, and we'll see you again at 2200 hours. Until then, I am Fatou Janimbai.
The show on demand which you've been waiting for is finally here. Tech-Biz Insight is a show designed by Panaflix Media in partnership with Grts to address the many questions you, the viewers and potential investors, have been asking. The show will look at the evolution of technology over the years and how it affects the way we live. We'll review and find out the processes of locally made products every week, and we'll be in the market for you every week to find out what's trending now, useful market prices, currency market updates, and more. We'll also interview a successful entrepreneur every week whose story would be a trigger to you, the youth who haven't chosen a career path, to act now. But that's not all. There's Gambia Shopper for your weekly shopping advice. Call for help to address any of your tech-related problems. Tech News bringing you the updates of the latest technology news. The Natural Solution, which unveils the secret behind natural juice in human health, and much more. Interestingly, the show is everywhere you go. You can watch it on TV, on your mobile, tablet, or even on your computer in high definition. Hello and good evening, wonderful viewers. I am Mudiwa.
And I am Salifu.
We're excited that you're joining us. Tonight on Tech-Biz Insight, we met the pioneer of biomass briquetting in the region.
Forthcoming sensors to be included in future devices to predict heart attacks. Sony beats Microsoft in all the best-selling game sales.
Also, is Apple in trouble? And why is 94% of cooperates around the world using social media marketing? All these and much more coming ahead right now, right here on Tech-Biz Insight.
Kabi mayonnaise kan neex mo do mayonnaise ko weli de o do mumi mayonnaise is as nice as the name implies.
Mumi mayonnaise bi fan lañ ko mëna amé
Mumi mayonnaise bu es wacc ci biir rew mayonnaise bi set na sell na te neex na biti gi mag ci biir rew mi yépp taamu nañ mumi mayonnaise waaw dafa mel am na kuy ñëw
Okay, now, biomass briquettes are a form of charcoal made from agricultural waste and are a replacement for fossil fuels such as oil and coal, and can be used to heat boilers in manufacturing plants, and also have applications in developing countries such as the Gambia, as it can be used for domestic purpose such as a substitute for coal and firewood, and of course, it would also help save the limited trees we have and prevent deforestation.
Our Aidaba visited a Gambian briquetting factory which recycles grounded shells into briquettes.
Hello viewers, welcome to today's edition of Gambian Made with me, Aidaba, right here on Tech Base Inside. And today, I'm right here at Green Tech, where we bring you a grounded cell is make best use of with Tony Tabal. Good morning to you, Tony.
I'm Anthony Tabal, 44-year-old Gambian, founder of Green Tech Company Limited. And Green Tech is the pioneer of briquetting in an industrial scale in this region. So what we do basically is we take the ground shells and create value on it, recycle it into household energy to replace firewood, or actually to limit the use of firewood and charcoal. Well, it was a few things that were happening around the same time. First of all, GGC has done tests before in the 80s of briquetting ground shells, financed by Danida, and I got a hold of their study. But it was more like one of those things that you say a lot of people would see a lot of things around, but they would not think further of it. A few years ago, well, during this time that the peanuts were burning, the shells in Banjul, there was an issue when the shells were being burnt. There was someone that burnt them by mistake or something like that. It was around the same time I was having difficulty sometimes getting charcoal for my restaurant, Green Mamba. So putting those two together, when I passed to Banjul a few times and saw the smoke, it was on the media. Then I thought, I think a lot of people saw it, but not many people thought about it. I just thought about it, that there must be something else you can do with the shells instead of just being burnt like that or wasted. And of course, there was a lot of heat, and it burned for days. All those things put together gave me an idea that I might want to look into the old study that they had before regarding peanut shells into briquettes to use for cooking instead of charcoal or firewood, because our region is getting more and more difficult to get firewood and charcoal. That's where the idea came from. I started pressing actually 2 years ago when the machine arrived. It was July 2011. Of course, being also something new, it took a lot of time to even get accepted. It's still not accepted yet in a big scale. People still don't know it, they don't really trust it. And